So there are three things that we wish to share with you today. Three things that we're going to call the three S's. But before we begin, we wish to share with you that it seems as if you're going into a very dark place. It seems as if things are getting worse. Many of you, old souls, have been going through lots of traumatic situations in your life. And they seem to be coming to a head at this time. And actually, it is perfect timing for them to come to this place. For it's time to shed the old. Instead of calling you old souls, it's now time to begin to call you new souls. And what we mean by that is that the newness that is on its way is a beginning stage of openness, not of an understanding or a knowledge, but of a wisdom, a becoming that has been waiting to be enjoyed for a long time. You're referred to as an old soul, not because you're old in age, but because of the many experiences you have shed and continue to shed through the thousands and thousands and thousands of what you might call lifetimes. All those experiences are also known as karma. And as you created your own karma, your own experiences, as you walked along your path, there were some things that needed to be shed, revisited, balanced. Those days are over. You are at the precipice right now. You have climbed the mountain now. You're at the top now. And all along the way, the journey up the mountain, you have shed karma over and over and over again. Becoming anew each time, opening yourself up to new experiences, to continue your journey, to fulfill the purpose that you originally came down to do. The purpose was to invite your higher self, your higher soul, your essence into your physical body. The purpose wasn't to ascend from here. The purpose all along was for you to ascend here. To ascend here, you needed to walk a walk that you might consider to be so dramatic, so wrought with pain and suffering. And yet that pain and suffering had to be experienced to recognize the joy that it held as well. Through these many, many lifetimes, karma was continually being created by you, not by anyone else, for you to gain that joy each time. There is no judgment on anything that any old soul has done. It's just that to bring balance to your journey, the circle of karma had to be found, it had to be experienced. And now that is all coming to an end. As you shed the final remnants of what it is that you walk through in these many lifetimes, it can be very, very difficult. It can be very, very lonely. It can be as if there's nowhere to turn because there's no one to listen. There's no one that seems to care. Even those supposed spiritual people that you've accustomed yourself with, they still judge you in the choices you make, pushing you away. For in your aloneness is the only place you can go to find your strength. And your strength lies within your heart space. The strength lies within your connection to all things. It doesn't lie outside of you. It lies inside of you. And this is where we find it. This is where you will find us serving you. It is not where you find us on a pedestal. You find us with bended knee, for we bend our knee to you in honor of the struggles you have had over all these thousands of lives. We are here to serve. The time is now. It is most difficult, as they say, at dawn, right before the sun rises. It is the darkest. You are at that stage right now. It seems the darkest, but there is something within you. You know this. There is something there that says you will push through. This is why you are here. There is no belief structure to this because that is an understanding or knowledge. There is a knowing, a deep sense of beingness that you hold within your heart space, unique unto you because of all the experiences you've allowed yourself to go through. And now the time has brought about the experience of finalizing your journey here. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to end tonight, tomorrow. It just means it is the beginning of the finalization of it all. Now, with that, we present to you what we are going to say is the 3 S's. The 3 S's feed upon each other. For it is almost like one cannot survive without the other. One is built up by the other. One is complemented by the other. So it's like a circle. The first S is serenity. Now, serenity is not a definition. As you know, in your heart space, there are no definitions. There is only feeling, pure feeling, no thinking, pure feeling. Within that pure feeling, there is a sense of deep balance. There is a serenity. It's beyond peaceful. There is a grace to the serenity. For the serenity reaches far above any dimension that source is allowed to be created. The serenity goes from the very beginning of when you first came down. When the mother and father came together and the creation process began, there was a serenity within that creation. There was a softness within that creation. You would think that the Big Bang, if that's how you want to look at it, would be such an explosive type situation. But yet there was a serenity, a softness as that process began. You could even say there is a frequency of love, a vibration of two separate frequencies coming together to form a third frequency. And that the flow was so incredible that it provided a serenity that you feel when you listen to the wind. When you sit next to a mountain creek, when instead of hearing the flow of the water, you feel the flow of the water. When somebody just touches you, holds your hand gently and softly. When you caress somebody or they caress you with an authentic feeling from the heart, the softness, the depth of compassion and connection holds a serenity where words are impossible to even share. At this time in your journey, you have the ability. You have gone through so much. Don't you just yearn for that serenity? You feel it in your breath every once in a while. As you've experienced in the past through the breathing techniques, it lies on the in-between. As the in-breath comes in, experiencing the energetic value, the vibration of the pranic crystals that are there, coming into your system, your energetic body as well as your physical body, it comes in and enlivens the values that are there, waking them up. And the next moment as you exhale, releasing the beauty that has just come in. There's a pause. And the pause lasts longer and longer each time you become aware of the pause. Allowing more room for the serenity that your soul holds to become more a part of you, spreading in you physically, spreading in you energetically. Bringing a calmness to whatever situation you've allowed to come into your essence at that time. Now this leads into the second S, because everything we have just shared with you has a sense, a feeling of simplicity. There is nothing that you have to remember or study or know or follow. All you have to do is breathe. And of course, the last time we checked in, that's the only way you can survive, is to breathe. It's already a part of your makeup. The simplicity of this brings forth the understanding, if you will, that within the breath, you hold all the answers, for all the answers are within serenity of the heart. And to reach the serenity of the heart, all you must do is breathe. So one feeds off the other. Now, simplicity, once again, is not a definition. Within serenity and simplicity, there is the opposite in duality. But when we're in the heart, there is no duality. There is only duality within your third dimensional existence. And we will say to you that the greatest blockage to the true, authentic feeling of serenity and simplicity is judgment and fear. Fear causes chaos. And within fear, judgment supports and complements the chaos. The complete opposite of the serenity and the simplicity that's available within your heart space. So you might say you have a guiding light, and the guiding light is judgment. The guiding light is fear. You can feel that frequency, you can feel that low density, you can feel the judgment coming at you, especially old soul. You are sensitive. Most sensitive beings begin to feel all things around them as the karma has been released over the thousands of lifetimes. That has provided a sensitivity beyond the norm, let's just say, which in some capacities can be very disastrous if you're not prepared for it. You know that if you take things personally, this disaster can happen. But there is a sense of openness that's available to you. Not an openness per se that's defined once again, but a feeling of openness that accepts what is around you as a learning experience only, not as a judgment. For judgment and fear cause chaos, disruption, but a feeling of openness from the heart provides understanding, connection, compassion, clarity, which brings about, once again, a serenity within the heart. As chaos and judgment surround you, and within simplicity, you use the breath as a way of clearing out what is present. Acceptance becomes more of an option. So once again, you can see how the two feed off each other in the midst of a third dimensional chaotic situation that most cannot walk through or see because they are not prepared at this time. But an old soul has walked through so many lifetimes, and now it's time for you to own what it is you've experienced. Now, with serenity and simplicity, through the heart space, with the breath, there is a realization that takes place, a feeling, a deep set feeling, a feeling of unity and connection far beyond the description of unity and connection. There is a sense of spirit. Spirit is within everything. Spirit is within the chaos. Spirit is within the darkness. Spirit's in the joy and the light. But without darkness, we do not see light. And without light, we don't see darkness. So as the two intertwine, and we see the beauty and grace that spirit holds in both, internally for each old soul, they can begin the new soul because now they have found their balance. True, authentic balance. The balance that was in the softness when the creation first began. The balance that is in many different dynamic dimensions and universes. The balance that's in the many levels of beingness. The softness and the simplicity of everything, of the all. That realization that takes place can be a very, very difficult place to stay. Because once you feel it, there is no going back. You might say there is no excuse to not see it in everything. Your ego loves to play with this. It always wants to bring you back. It wants to keep you in a lower density where judgment reigns and fear reigns. And through your long journey, you have come out of it and gone back into it, and come out of it and gone back into it. Thousands and thousands and thousands of times. You've straddled the line. And now it's time to walk through the veil. It's time to walk to the other side. Not letting go of your ego, but bringing it with you. Honoring what it is that you walk through. Allowing it to be a tool for you. A base for you. Knowing where you've come from, all the hard work that you have done. Seeing the beauty and the spirit in it that provided you the understandings and the lessons. Those lessons are unique unto each soul, but can be shared to serve others, to serve in a way that's authentic, to serve in a way where you can see through the muck and mire of the person in front of you, see the spirit and the depth of the work that that individual is going through to get to where they must go. There is growth and beauty in this. This is spirit walking in millions of different forms, showing up in millions of different ways. One of the greatest gifts that you have given yourself is to implant yourself on this planet and through nature to see the billions of ways spirit operates. How it complements itself through the many stages in nature, the different clouds, sunsets and sunrises and situations that nature presents in the different colors, the many plants, the oceans, the different animals. There is a balance there that spirit has. If you look closer, you can feel it. It can complement your own journey if you give it a chance. Yes, this is dark times, but there had to come a point where you must straddle the line and walk over, and it's going to be at the darkest point. For at the darkest point, the realization will be profound. You will know within your heart space, without a doubt, that you have walked over. You have heard a lot over the years about the 51%. The 51% has been known throughout time. It is no new concept. The 51% simply is an understanding, a knowing, a beingness within your heart that your heart is now the driver. And in that moment, there is a full understanding, beingness, knowing of serenity, simplicity, and spirit. It's not to say that there isn't going to be a struggle from that point forward. But what it is to say is that the struggle is loaded with spirit and with simplicity and with serenity. You will find a softness within it. You will not persecute yourself any longer. And because you do not persecute yourself any longer, you will not persecute another. You are far beyond that. Harm can only be realized within yourself first. It is where it begins. You made those choices long ago, even in this lifetime, when you first began to grow. You made choices based upon the environment, the experience you had around you, and did not realize in the moments that there was a harm surrounding it in some capacity because it was a closed experience. It was not an open experience. And as in the past, all those thousands of lifetimes, you once again had to find your way through it. And now the time has come to finally walk past it. Only this time, it's your final time. It's time to bring in your new soul. It's the same soul, but there is a newness to it, a feeling that you've been longing and yearning for a long time. And it's not found in sitting in certain ways. It's not found in listening to certain gurus. It's not found in certain books. It's found within you. And it's serene and simple and filled with spirit. We ask you at this time to begin your search for this, to drop everything else that you're doing. And at least once a day, just find the serenity, the simplicity, and the spirit that you hold within. It takes one breath. This is all. It is not a series of things that you have to do and remember. The light and the dark come together in this moment. And those feelings become available. And with the next breath, you can deepen them. And the next breath after that, you can deepen it some more. And eventually you have to breathe all day. And so it goes pretty far. You can bring it with you very simply because you have to breathe. Some would call it conscious breathing. It's not a bad way of looking at it. But conscious breathing means you are conscious. You are aware. You are being with your breath. It is not a conscious definition. It is truly a feeling, an experiential piece. For once you do it, everything drops away. Serenity, simplicity, and spirit. There is no need to remember the names. Allow yourself to just breathe, and they will automatically become a part of who you are. Now we are going to share with you a special meditation today. Before we do, we will open this discourse with any questions that anyone might have about situations in their life, if they wish to share, or situations they have seen.
I have a question. Thank you for that. It resonated really deeply. Wanted to know if you could offer any guidance on, despite all the work that you do and the effort and intention to be more conscious, feeling the darkness of how dark it can be inside, and the judgments just seem to keep coming and even going deeper despite our best effort to transcend them and to not be in that space. And just any guidance on how to be with that as they seem to be getting worse and deeper despite the best efforts not to be dwelling in that space.
So one knows their own darkness. And in most cases, not all, of course, but one does not want to face their deepest, darkest places. One would rather forget. one would rather walk away. One does not wish to see the true unworthiness they hold, the depth of where it lies. And so one would rather project it out. Through judgment, which of course is a fear of not wanting to face their own. Is most difficult, as everyone has found, especially old souls, to face their own darkness. To crawl on the floor and cry uncontrollably for hours, feeling lost and forsaken. But within that place, in that depth, lies your freedom. There is a freedom that becomes available, that opens you up when you have walked through the darkest part of who you are. It's not just a wooden door, it's a steel door. It's an iron door. And you have to crack it. And one doesn't want to crack it because of what awaits on the other side. And yet, until one does, there is only a definition of freedom. For the true freedom lies in the darkness. When we see others walk through their darkness, we don't know what to do for them because we haven't faced our own. And because we haven't faced our own, it becomes very confusing and we wish to run. But if we face our own, if one looks in the mirror, if one stands before that steel door and does all one can to get through it, then the experience that we have gained in our journey provides a comfort to the person we serve. And we serve not because we are supposed to serve. We serve not because it's the thing to do. We serve because in our own hearts we know how hard it is to walk through what it is you walk through. And simply being present, just present, with an authentic beingness of not trying to fix anything for anyone, because no one fixed anything for you. That you had to find your own way. It was the only opportunity to set your heart free. You are now in a position to assist another to find their freedom without trying to do it for them. To just be present authentically. It is found in serenity, simplicity, and spirit. It is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to serve another soul with once you have truly, truly realized that freedom for yourself.
If we bring our higher selves down into our physical bodies, does that mean that we can, in no real way, be harmed?
If we can know the real way beyond, I didn't hear the question totally.
If we bring our higher selves down into our physical bodies, our physical 3D presence here, does that mean that we really cannot be harmed because we are embodying spirit and we are embodying the all?
There is truth to that statement. So the statement was, if we bring our higher self down into our physical bodies, that we cannot be harmed. There's truth to the statement based upon an energetic value, not an arrogant value. If we use this in an arrogant way, almost believing that we are higher than someone else in such a way, then that is not an energetic feeling of higher frequency. It's just a supposed way of looking at it. But in the freedom that was just shared, we provide ourselves a energetic value that we have here in these higher realms, which is only a melding of all energies. So there is no harm available, let's just say, in our realm here. And the new earth is going to have the same energetic values. It's just going to take some time for that to happen. And each person, each old soul has the opportunity to do that and ascend here so that they can raise their consciousness, their vibratory qualities to a higher frequency, which means the lower densities cannot take form. They cannot take hold of the physical body. You might say that you will be living longer because the bacteria and the viruses that are here in the third dimensional sense just don't have the capacity to be able to stay with the energy that you're vibrating at. And so, yes, there is somewhat of a, let's call it a bubble of protection in some regards, if you want to envision it that way, of a higher frequency. And as anything comes into that bubble that is of lower frequency, it just gets dissolved. It doesn't die. There's not a battle. It's nothing you're going after. It's just normally it's going to meld itself with the higher frequency if it chooses to come into that field. And so as you continue to grow in your capacity of your heart space, that resonancy goes higher and higher, which then provides a sense of protection is a word, I guess, for you to understand that that is non-harmful. And also what that provides also is in service then there is no harm that is going to go out from you because of the higher frequency that you hold. You would never intend to hurt anyone else if you were at 51% or higher. It's just a part of who you are at that point. You are now a higher frequency being, you might say, but in a physical capacity here on this planet, which was the purpose all along.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions, we will begin the meditation. Are there any additional questions? Any thoughts? So before we begin the meditation, I wish to share with you to find a very comfortable place to sit and to be, to breathe softly. So also, this meditation allows for manifesting, creating, envisioning, possibly seeing things. To understand that, we ask that you go into your heart space to feel them first, to not conjure something up in your mind, but to feel what the words are that are being spoken to you. And through the feeling of the words that are being spoken to you can become a vision that you see actually and feel and are a part of. But first allow the feeling of the words to come through as best you can, so that the meditation can be a little bit deeper, possibly through the heart space, as opposed to just something that is a part of your mind and you can feel it within your body. So with that, we ask you to just take a moment to find a comfortable place. And now we ask that you begin the infinity breath, which we have done before. And for anyone that is on the site right now who has never done it, you inhale out the back of your heart space above your head. And as your inhale comes around to the front, back to the heart, you exhale through the heart, back out the back again, underneath you, back towards the heart. That's one in-breath and out-breath. So an in-breath is the next breath. So that is the infinity breath. We will begin by taking 7 infinity breaths. You don't have to count them. We will count them for you. First, take one big deep breath. And now begin. Now allow yourself to place your hands on your heart space softly and gently. And breathe through your hands into your heart space, beginning to open up the heart space with each breath. Going deeper and deeper. Expanding the heart space more and more. It's projecting out from your heart space like a bubble. Growing larger and larger. Past your physical body. And now you have a bubble around you. You might say it's a protective bubble. Its energy is high frequency, holding you in its place in balance and serenity, simplicity and spirit. And we now are going to leave here. Begin to feel yourself floating in your bubble. Feel the lightness around you. It's as if you're as light as the air. You begin to drift higher and higher, higher. You're drifting higher through the clouds. You can actually look down and see the earth. Continue to drift higher. As you look slightly above you, slowly up ahead, getting closer and closer. See a pyramid of light. It might even be spinning. Slowly, ever so slowly, coming closer, pyramid begins to get bigger and larger as you get closer. The closer you come, the larger it gets. If it's spinning, it stops. The closer you get, you can see stairs. Allow yourself to go towards the stairs. As you get closer to the stairs, begin to fall on top of the stairs. The bubble rests there, and you're able to walk slowly up the stairs to what looks like a landing where there is somebody waiting there for you. There is an energetic being there. Can be whoever you wish it to be. It can be your Archangel Michael, it could be your Archangel, your guide, an ascended master. It is all the same. It's all the energetic values of the beingness of these dimensions. And they welcome you. They genuflect in front of you, providing you with true welcoming of the heart. They honor you for coming. You can feel it from them. They are so happy you were here. They get up and they take your hand as you walk forward further into the pyramid, and you see off to the left what appears to be a pool of water, yet the water seems strange. It's clear, but different somehow. And on your right, you see a table, what appears to be a long, long table. Seems to be an altar of some kind. They first direct you over to the pool. There are stairs walking down into it. But at first they ask you, what is it that you wish to let go of? For this is the pool of letting go. This is the pool of releasing. What is it that you don't wish to carry any longer, that has served its purpose to teach you, to assist you into opening up your heart? Allow yourself to take a few moments. Allow your intuition to bring it forward to you. What it is to finally release in this pool. If nothing does come to you, that's okay, for it can come to you as you are in the pool itself. But if your intuition has provided you a feeling, a sense of what it is to finally let go of that has served you so strongly, begin to allow yourself to walk down the stairs slowly into the water. And it doesn't seem wet, it just seems to be surrounding you. And you can float on your back. And the water takes you into the middle of the pool, ever so slowly, holding you, supporting you. And as you float to the middle, allow yourself to just feel and sense what it is you wish to release. Allow yourself to feel it in all the cells of your body. All the nerves. As you breathe softly and gently, and you exhale, exhaling what it is that doesn't serve you, beginning to feel it go into the water, through the skin of your body. Each pore releasing what it is that does not serve you any longer. Blessing it, honoring it for what it has provided you. Bringing gratitude for the unique lessons that has taught you to find yourself. Allowing it to go into this water. The water cannot touch you. It does not touch you. Therefore, whatever is released in it cannot come back. With each breath, release more and more and more. Now with one really deep breath, you might feel one final push, one final release, and really exhale, feeling it leave into the water, taking a really, really deep breath. And take another one if you need to. And finally, one more. And now take a moment to feel the emptiness. Notice what has been left open. And somehow naturally the water begins to float you towards the stairs once again. And as you get there, you can sit up without any reservation. It's almost as if the water is holding you in place. And you walk up the stairs back to the beings that were there for you. And there's no towel waiting for you because there is no water on your body. It's as if it was just holding you in place. Now they take your hand once again, bringing you over to the altar. They ask you to sit up on the altar. And laying down in whichever direction you wish. You lay down flat with your face facing upward. Once again, beginning to take some deep breaths. You can feel the marble underneath your back, yet it feels so soft and so gentle. It's not hard. It almost fits the contour of your body perfectly. There are two masters, one at your head and one at your feet. It's not necessary to know who they are. They are there to support you and love you. And they ask you to look upwards and open your eyes. And as you see upwards, it's a night sky. It's an indigo night sky with stars, ever so bright, ever so beautiful. And as you look up, you see your star. You see your twinkling, beautiful self. As you continue to stare at this beautiful star, the star of you, it begins to beam down into your third eye. Golden light. Filling yourself up. The empty places are being filled with this golden, beautiful golden light of strength, empowerment, of humility and compassion. Traveling throughout your whole body, filling up all the empty places that have been left. In balance, in beauty, in grace. You feel it tingling in your body, moving everywhere, coming right through your third eye. For this is your truth, this is your essence, this is your spirit. Continue to breathe ever so softly and gently. allowing the energy to just set in. Now the master at your head. She touches her hands to your head ever so softly and gently. You feel a sense of love, connection. So deep and so strong. And the master at your feet. He caresses your feet. It's again feeling the strength of your truth. And feel deeply that this is your masculine and feminine self. I've come to visit you, to bring you balance. They help lift you off the altar. And you walk hand in hand with them down the stairs. Your bubble is there waiting for you. You can step inside it, but before you do, you turn first to your female self and hug her. Heart to heart. And then you turn to your masculine self and hug him heart to heart. There's such gratitude for both of them. And such gratitude that you came. Stepping into your bubble once again, begin to float ever so slowly back down. Ever so slowly, closer and closer to the earth. Through the clouds. Gently moving down. So again, closer and closer to where you are now. Allowing yourself to be here, to be present. Slowly take a few deeper breaths. Become more physically present in the place that you're at. And when you're ready, begin to move some body parts, hands, feet, possibly. Breathing deeper and deeper. And gently begin to open up your eyes. Becoming present, fully present to where you are now. We are so grateful that you stayed with us through this meditation. We hope that you will find it useful for yourself as you continue to release those things that don't serve you, to become your new soul, to assist and serve others in ways you couldn't even comprehend before. For it is in service to each other, even here, that we grow in our essence, in our vibration. No, actually, it's not. In case somebody has a question or comment they want to make. Wow. How's everybody doing? Everybody back?
Yeah, thank you. Wow.
So that was a long one.
Yes.
Any comments or questions, feelings that anybody wishes to share? And you'll have to unmute yourself if you're still there. And Bill, I think you have to mute yourself if somebody else is going to speak.
I just want to say how lovely that was. And I felt a lot. I've been feeling a lot, though. But it was lovely.
Awesome.
Yeah. And my snot rag is full, so.
Lots of Kleenex was used here too.
When I started to get into the water, I was quite
You need to speak up, Bill.
sorry. When I got into the water, I had done a lot of inner contemplation and was certain what I was going to let go of. And when I got in, it shifted.
Yeah.
And oh man, I mean, it was exactly the right thing, because it's what I've been bringing into the work I do. And oh my, what a lesson! It was just beautiful. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. That was good.
Anyone else?
I just wanted to say thank you, and I'll definitely be looking for the YouTube. I want to listen again. I had been finishing up dinner when at a restaurant when we started. That's why I didn't say hi.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want you to hear the background noise. But anyway, really good to see all of your faces. And I loved what I heard, like the 3 S's, and it was just exactly what's going on. So thank you.
Nice. Anyone else?
Thank you
I
so much.
comment- Oh, sorry.
Who is that?
Oh, this was Denise. I just wanted to say thank you so much.
Oh, hey Denise, thank you. Thanks for being
Hi.
here.
Thanks for being here as well.
Okay, back at you.
I said to my daughter prior to coming on the call that every month this seems to get deeper and yeah, just more authentic. I mean, just deeper and deeper and deeper. And it was today, absolutely. And I thank you for your willingness to share this with us.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
It's my honor. Okay, guys, well, sending all kinds of energy out to you. Stay the path. Release, release, release. We got new souls we gotta make. Apparently. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining. I don't have a date yet, but you'll get it when I send the email out.
Thank you so much.
Okay, see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Love to you all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so go ahead and stop that.